Hello, Steve White, Steve White 89. Well, I finally have Megatron from the Studio 86 series. Took a bit of doing. There's a whole story behind it, but here he is. Disappointed by the packaging up front. I did see this. I saw it had a window. Some of the bigger Transformers like Optimus Prime and Starscream's Coronation Unit and the Long Haul and Hook 2-pack had a nice solid box with a nice piece of art that you could store other things in. I do keep them to store mostly other packaging in, so I was disappointed to see it's a window one, because the window ones I always fold up because you can't put anything in them without it looking messy. So yes, and also there's only a little bit of artwork. We've got what would usually be on the side. You just have like a portrait and vehicle mode, and for some reason it always has the Autobot symbol, not the Decepticon symbol, even when the figures are Decepticon. That's on the side. On the back, of course, we have some nice product photography of him in vehicle mode and robot mode and storing his weapons, and a little sticker revealing that I got it from another country to save money. Oh good, the weapon, the gun, because I've already lost it. When he got it last night, I've already lost the gun, because he comes in both forms, as the full-size robot that turns into a tank and the actual gun he turns into as well, because why would he need to transform into a robot-sized gun? Like all these people saying, it should transform into a gun. Why? So you can have a giant gun that stands next to the other robots? It looks stupid. Just embrace the tank, except they give you a gun. So if you want the other Transformers to hold like an accurate representation of him as a gun in gun mode, which is a tiny gun they can hold, there it is. Shut up. Okay. So we also have a picture of Megatron right before the Battle of Optimus Prime, and I hate it when I have things on the edge of the screen slip in and sort of break the fourth wall of this being all about Transformers. But yeah, it's fine to frame a video when you've got a camera on a tripod, but when you're doing it with like handheld like this, they always sneak in, and often I'll just start the video again, but no, I'm just going to acknowledge it and apologise for it. I'm sure no one else cares. But yeah, a little bit of information, a little bit of text, but yeah. Inside we have the instructions, which fortunately you can see through the window, so I don't have to pull them out, and the Transformers paper that the accessories are wrapped in, so they're just in the box loose. Let's get to the figure. Now, he's pretty good. I had a long look at him. I had a long look at some images from the original cartoon. There's a few little issues. Now, his legs, it's like he's wearing flares from the 70s. I know they were designed in the 70s, and a lot of the Transformers, if you look at them, they're kind of like they're wearing flares. They're very 70s. But yeah, there's a few little things like what is this called? The tapering on the arms here. His arms were a solid block with a little bit of a indent here, which went all the way to the end of his arm. So it's kind of like 4 main sides and little edges on the inside, sort of not like a diamond shape, but so that's a little bit off, but it's not drastic. And these here, on the original they came out, they were rounded and solid. These have like, sorry, looking with my eyes, not through the camera. There is a section here that sits out on the shoulder, but it's a rounded part. It doesn't have holes and sections there, so it is a modern Transformer. It does have just random extra surface detail to give it detail, because when you do them like the cartoons, which were minimized and simplified so they'd be easier to animate, they often look really flat and weird in cartoon form. And the idea of them is great, but the reality, they kind of, something looks off about them. It's sort of different with robots. Human figures, kind of, they transfer better, but robots, they just don't look like robots when they're all rounded and smooth. But yeah, so they've got the red in between the arms. They really should have just done the whole section red. It's like halfway through the red stops and goes down to grey, and I'm like, just have the whole inside part red. And he's red on the side. I really wish he was red on the inside of his legs, because he should have been in the cartoon, but he wasn't. In the cartoon his legs were grey, but the toy of course had red sections on the inside of the legs and red on the inside of the arms. But when they made the animated design, they put red in between the arm joints and red on the side of his chest, and didn't have it in the other places, so that's a bit weird. Now he's got his little supposed to be the barrel of the gun, actually. Now, you can't really put it up like that on the original toy. You kind of can, but it doesn't quite click into place. So they put it on here, and of course it's not the actual barrel of the gun, because there isn't a barrel of the gun, because he transforms into a tank. And the only real sign he transforms into a tank is some little lines here of the tracks. But that looks fine. It kind of looks like the back of the gun had that sort of thing, so you grip it. But there should be a panel section here, which is missing. So that's really the only thing. And the last thing is the chest is as wide as it should be, but it's just the chest plate. Once you go beyond that, the actual shoulders and the top of him is a bit narrower than it should be. That should be the same width as there, so the arms should be coming out about 0.5 centimetre wider. So he looks a little narrow-shouldered. And also his gun should be a bit bigger on the end, and that section there should be a bit more rectangular. So a few little things. It's not exactly like the animated version, which is fine because I've got the Masterpiece version, and some people have complained that some of the Studio Series ones are looking like they're just going to be downscaled Masterpiece versions, and we've already got the Masterpiece versions. We don't need mini Masterverse ones. Sorry, Masterpiece ones. I'm getting confused. He-Man. So yeah, he comes with his lightsaber thing that I think we only saw in the movie, and I think it was only in the promo art. In the animated series, he did have a ball and chain, which this one came with the Japanese reissue of the original G1 Megatron, and he can actually hold it. So I'm like, why didn't they give him the chain? And I'm like, because you can put that in his hand. Ba-dum-bum. There you go. So they don't need to put it in there, and you don't need to pay again to get the same thing. So there we go. One thing they didn't include was actually the sword, the regular sword, because he did have a sword. The original Japanese version had a nice little chrome sword, and they removed this when they repackaged him for the US. Now I guess we should do a couple of comparisons. God, I'm already up to 7 minutes. Damn. So here's the other modern Megatron from War for Cybertron, and as you can see, I'm going to put them the same height. He's a head above. This Megatron's a head above this one, and he does turn into a tank, and he does look like the same robot, but yeah, you can obviously tell he's got a giant tank backpack on his back. But aside from that, it's very similar. Like if you look at, it's just really similar. They did a decent job with this one. I mean, it was the best we had at the time, and I bought it because it's like, you know what, I don't really like it, but I want a Megatron, so I wanted a Soundwave and a Optimus, so I bought not the studio ones, the War for Cybertron ones, and I thought, you know what, as soon as they do Studio Series, I'm going to hate these and wish I didn't buy them, but in the meantime, I just want to have a modern figure for each one because my collection just looks odd without an Optimus, Megatron and Soundwave. And now that they've pretty much all been done, because Optimus and Megatron have, and Soundwave is coming, I do kind of wish I hadn't bought them and I just waited, but I don't know, I don't mind having the War for Cybertron versions. I mean, there's nothing wrong with alternative ones and having extra ones. So yep. Oh, I should bring in the original again for a comparison. He's about the same size as the other one. I guess I'll put him on this side. He's obviously shorter and stockier and problematic when shipping. I just got a version of this in a recreation of the packaging, and in order to send it through customs, they had to take him out of the box, partially transform him, and send him, sitting outside of the box, because it's the only way to get him through customs. But I get him. And this one is the Comics R Us 2002-2003 reissue that I thought were done for the 20th anniversary, but they're actually done a year or so before, but they were available on the 20th anniversary. That's when I bought them. But yeah, so you can see a few weaknesses with this, the thin legs, the weird sort of, like apparently it's supposed to be like this. I used to have him with his legs sort of closed, but then he was sort of more likely to fall over because he was a bit top heavy. So I discovered these actually hinge out and will hold in place. I always thought they would sort of move. I didn't realise they were sort of designed to actually click into place at that position. So yeah, I did think his arms looked a bit short, but they're actually about 2 millimeters longer than Optimus Prime's arms, who I meant to bring in as well to compare. When you put Optimus and Megatron together, Megatron is a fraction taller than Optimus, and like I said, his arms and legs are a fraction longer, but he's basically the same size, basically the same scale. They go together really well. And I was just sitting and looking at them the other night, I'm like, wow, I have a sort of toy accurate but still modern, articulated and robotic looking Optimus and Megatron. So much better than we had as a kid, that I could have imagined when I was a kid. So, and of course there's the missing link Optimus. So that's my little family of Optimuses and Megatrons from Studio Series, Missing Link and official reissues. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the latest Studio Series release of Megatron. Not much left to do. I mean, there's really to look forward to, really only Soundwave, which should be awesome. I just hope they do all the cassettes in a new scale. But we'll see. I'm going to go.